Yes, Off the Track, brought to you by Windsor Park stud Pour Moi. For me, and for you perhaps, this breeding season. And again, happy birthday to all the birthdays, horses out there. August 1, of course, it is today. And Lisa Latta is our guest. Did you give them all a carrot this morning?
No, I didn't have time to come in. I had to look my picture perfect best for you, Steve.
Do you do something special for the horses on August 1st or just another day?
No, just another day. Knowing my girls, they probably buy them carrots.
Yeah, that's so. Hey, listen, I mean, you started out 8 horses or so in work, you're saying?
Yep.
2011, after you'd won the Karaka, how many of you had in work at that stage?
I would have been up to probably 60.
60?
Yeah.
So the decision was made, and I'd love to know who by, hey, there's an opportunity, why don't we open a stable down the South Island?
Yeah, well, I'd been friends with Shane and Megan Marr for a long time, and they were about to finish up down there, and so I sort of thought, well, you know, I do send a lot of horses down there for the carnivals.
Well, you had success, Tuscany Warrior, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so I just thought, you know, I'm from down there. You know, I love going back down there. Yeah. Once
a Southern girl, always a Southern girl, eh? Shane Marr, did you retain some of his horses when you went down and opened the stable?
Yes, no, I retained them all and took over some go racing horses.
Albert Bosma?
Yes.
So that's how the association came there, through the Shane Marr?
Possibly started a bit before then. Okay. When Stephen Marsh closed down his Woodville stable, Albert wanted some horses syndicated in the Central Districts. He had Central District client base. So, yeah, and that was probably about a year, maybe, before that.
So it would have been very comfortable with Albert Bosman, who had a number of horses with Shane Marr, to have you go in there.
Yeah, no, it was. No, Albert was, very happy with the decision.
In terms of syndication, which is the way of the future to some extent, we've talked about the syndicates you've done yourself. Big assist to have someone like Go Racing behind you, part of your ownership team?
Oh, definitely. I mean, Albert takes, you know, all I have to do is train the horses, and he rings once a week, and we go through them all, and you know,
he disseminates the information.
He does, you know, and he makes it very easy.
How do you go with communication with syndicates? If I'm a 1/8 shareholder in Whariri Princess, can I ring you every day, or did you say?
No, no, you can't ring me every day. I mean, I answer my phone.
Yeah. Do you use media though? Do you send out emails?
Yeah, emails.
Communicate
you know,
that way?
As syndicate managers, you know, you try and have one person in charge of the syndicate, and
that's who you communicate.
That's who you communicate with.
What about the press? See, Peter Moody's got it that they meet him on a Thursday between this time and that time, and that's it. If you're not there, that's it. You don't bother.
I'm not that popular.
Not that popular?
No.
Hey, listen, Wellington Guineas, President Lincoln. Another horse you bought?
No.
No. This is one John Street bred.
Yes, and a very funny story. We had the mare. It was out of Covered in Grey, Pinot Gris, and she was slow. I mean, she won one race.
You were going to say useless.
Yeah. Slow. I've reworded it. Yeah. So when we finished her, John gave her away for a year or 2 years, and anyway, the woman rang John back up, and he said, "Look, I can't look after this horse anymore." And John, being John, said, "Send it back." Yeah. You know, he would never like to see any of his horses ever dog-tuckered or anything like that. You know, he always tries to find them the best home that he can. So send her back, and then there was a horse winning by O'Reilly that out of a half sister to her in Australia, and he's like, "Oh, you know, I'll send her to O'Reilly." And that was President Lincoln.
President Lincoln won the Wellington Guineas.
Yeah.
Surprise you?
He had always shown a lot. Yeah, and I mean, he was a maidener heading in there.
Yeah.
You know, he did. He won it well.
New Zealand bloodstock Guineas, and here he is. And he's a horse, though, that John, I mean, this just shows you, he said, "Look, I think we'll sell him."
Yes.
Sold him to Hong Kong.
Yep, sold him to Hong Kong. We got good money for him, and yeah.
If we see a horse raced by John Street winning, is everything for sale, or has he just picked the ones he wants to keep and things, or is the premise of sort of saying let's assess it on an individual case-by-case basis?
Yeah, definitely, yeah. But I think he would definitely sell at the right money, yeah.
All right. Everything's going beautiful down in South Island. You got someone down in the South Island?
Yes, no, I've got a very good girl down there, Marita Firth. She's been with me for 8 years. She's an amateur rider, and she's been down there just over a year. And
Are your numbers constant down there? You got about 18 in work or so?
Yeah, generally work 18 to 20, but obviously in the last month or so, I've put her under a bit of pressure. She got up to about 30 down there. 30? Yeah, she did.
Do you remunerate them on horse by situation? Have you remunerated accordingly, or is she still on the same wage?
Oh, God. I hope she's not watching. I've got to go down there on Friday.
Well, of course, you've got the carnival coming up,
yes,
which is always a special time for you.
Yeah. No, it is. I love Riccarton, a big roomy track, and
one of your better wins of recent times. Then there was the horse called Platinum Princess, won the Copeland's Bakery.
Yeah, no, she did, and obviously won a Neville and Lincoln Farms, so it was, a big thrill.
They came together. She was a $90,000 buy, and again, adding to her value.
Yes, no, she did. She was a good, honest mare. She wasn't big, but they've actually sold her a month ago. She's going to stud this year.
So they've sold out of her?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So that's her right along the rails there in the white cap and rain-affected tracks. And, this is the thing, isn't it? Obviously it's a business to some extent. It's got to be treated that way for John and Neville in terms of operation, and that the opportunities come in to race them, but if the opportunity comes to sell, they'll sell.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely. It's got to try and pay its way a little bit.
Try and pay its way. As I said to you, we made reference to the fact that you paid little amounts. These are increasing during the sales. 2013 at the national sales at Karaka, you stepped out and paid $270,000 for a yearling by Tavistock.
Yes, I got some new owners, Sydney-based owners, and they're managed by a guy in Palmerston North called Brent Taylor, and they've really invested a lot of money in the last couple of years. They bought the Tavistock filly. They've actually got the half-sister with me by Stravinsky called Red Melody, and obviously she has shown quite a bit.
Yeah.
And we took Kevin round, and we had obviously quite a lot on the list, and round we went, and he just he couldn't go past the filly. She's got a fantastic walk on her, and she's just come into this. Well, she's actually just gone back out today. She's been broken in, and
because you've got quite an entourage around you now at the sales. You've got Bruce's there, obviously, but how do you get it now? You've got Neville, you've got John Street, you've now got these new clients. How do you get it's like cards, you shuffle them up, or does John get first pick, or is it just different requirements for each owner?
Different requirements for each owner, probably. And I think the beauty about a lot of my owners is they all get on so well.
That's the key, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
And you train for nice people. I've seen the quote. We like to get everybody involved.
Yeah, and it's like my staff. A lot of my staff have been with me a long, long time, and
well, as I say, that's indicative to the way you treat them. He's fearless in the sale ring, John Street. He doesn't like running second.
No, he doesn't. When John says he's coming out, we always sort of cringe a little bit because, he'll get out there and have you seen this? Have you seen that? So.
I don't know whether I should bring this up, but I will anyway, because I was the auctioneer. There has been times when you have clashed with clients, go racing, and yourself bidding on the same horse. And
yes.
These are the things you try and avoid, obviously.
Yeah, no, that unfortunately was a real mix-up this year. We hadn't talked, and John come out, as he sometimes just springs it on you, and I actually, I had jeans, I think, or something on that didn't have a pocket in it, and my phone was sitting well away, and Albert had actually texted me and said, look, I'm on this filly, and I never got it. And it was just one of those unfortunate things.
And I couldn't say anything. As the auctioneer, I've just got to keep taking the bids, you know that.
Yeah, definitely, and it's just... But
how's the horse going?
Well, it's only just been broken in. But you rise above all that, and
That's good. Hey, listen, you haven't gone to Australia too often. You went this year with Platinum Kingdom. You did go with a horse that can't keep it down.
Yeah, she runs second in the Oaks, and some great syndicate.
Can't keep her down?
Yeah, no, it was.
You weren't overly happy with the rider Chris Brown, though, in Australia?
Corey Brown, yeah.
Corey Brown, was it? Corey?
No, yeah, she wasn't a big horse, and I think she drew five 5 in the Oaks, and he ends up 3 wide the whole race.
So it was Corey Brown. You see, this just shows you. It was reported as Chris Brown, and I just assumed there must have been a rider over there called Chris Brown. So it was Corey Brown.
Yes. Yeah.
Off the rails, Corey Brown.
Yeah, off the rails, Corey Brown.
Love that show, Corey Brown. You weren't overly happy with the show, with the ride, though. Okay, well, let's talk about Platinum Kingdom, because he's a horse, interesting horse. Gee, must be durable, eh?
Oh, he is just tough. I mean, he's been tough right from day one.
You took him to the South Island, you sent him around there. Was that the making of the horse in the South Island?
I think definitely, you know, he struggled to come up in the spring. He still ran 5th in the 2000 Guineas, but then we give him a bit of a let up, you know, and he just come back strong.
Well, this is the win at in Brisbane, but you've been to Sydney prior to this, which was his first run right-handed, wasn't it, in Sydney, on Doncaster Day?
Yeah, no, and he'd done a fair bit wrong.
Geez, he dropped Jonathan Riddell at the start before he got out on the track.
Kicked Bruce after the race. I was very happy I didn't go over, actually.
He's a bit like that, they tell me. He's a bit temperamental, is that right?
Yes, he has, but, you know, he's got better and better, and we're hoping to take him to Melbourne in the spring, so let's hope that he has.
That was a nice win. But how many starts you give him? 14 or 15 as a 3-year-old?
Yeah, probably that many as a 3-year-old, yeah. I think he had about 17.
And he won about half of them, didn't he?
Yeah.
And just kept, travelled, didn't it? Just kept putting in.
Yes, no, he did. You know, we stayed at Beyond Baker's in Sydney, and he settled in well there.
You've still got the horse?
Yes, yeah, no, I have.
I just had to ask. I just wondered. So is he back now spelling?
Yes, and I think he's going back to the pre-trainers on Monday, so...
All right, he was the one horse. You sent over just an excuse and a mare called Zinista.
Yeah, just an excuse, had no luck at all, you know. He got a kickback and hit his eye, and, you know, had a lot of antibiotics and things like that, and he just never come up, so...
2 out of 3 ain't bad, Meatloaf said.
Yeah.
Zinista went round the Brisbane Cup, over-raced?
I think just the draw, you know, she drew wide, drew 22 or something, and when you know, it was a day where they weren't coming from back off them, so we had to go forward, and yeah.
This is the Caloundra Cup here. Gee, you don't want to be on anything else coming to the corner. She seemed to be absolutely trucking.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, she drew 1 and she just got a lovely trip in transit, and it certainly makes a huge difference.
Long straight there at Caloundra, isn't it?
Oh, it is very long.
It's a lovely track though. And Damien Brown, he was delighted to win this. He's a former Kiwi, isn't he?
Yeah, no, he is. We actually took the kids over to the Gold Coast a couple of weeks ago, and on the Sunday he brought his kids up, and we met him at Movie World and spent the day, so it was good.
Spent the day at Movie World. Yeah. Spring Carnival for her, Melbourne, Caulfield Cup?
Yeah, maybe not quite that high. Might go to sort of lesser cups, Bendigo Cup and some of them that are still worth a lot of money.
They are, aren't they?
Yeah.
And just stay away from that.
Yeah, from the big stuff,
the top end.
She is. She's been a handy mare, you know. She's been stakes placed at 2, just got beaten the Oaks at 3, come out this year, beat Veyron and Mufasa.
And again, she's owned by one of your inaugural owners, one of your initial owners that you had.
Yes, Noel Campbell, yeah.
Right through, and he's up with a mare like her. Yeah. Is she a mare that he'll retain and breed from, and ultimately?
It's quite a big syndicate. Don Robinson from Wellington, he owns a share, and Bill Pratt, and Leanne Pratt and Bill Flip. So so it is. There's 4 or 5 people in it. I don't know. Possibly they would look to sell her. Yeah.
Okay. Opanaki Cup with a mare called Sasha, just recently.
Yeah.
One of your stable favourites?
She is a stable favourite. I mean, she's had about 75 starts. She's won 13 races. Just keeps coming up every year, you know.
This was an incredible run. Darryl Bradley, wasn't it, riding?
Yes.
I couldn't see her winning from here. In fact, I had to watch the replay again. I just couldn't believe it.
Yeah, well, I was actually on the Gold Coast, and I was uptown shopping, and I actually forgot to listen to the race.
Oh, that's nice.
So, and when I picked my phone up, I'd missed 4 or 5 texts, and I just said, I think I was with Neville McAllister and Rochelle. They took their kids over too, and I said to Neville, I didn't even read the text. I was like, shit, Sasha's won the cup.
How good's that?
Yeah.
How good's that? Listen, I mean, you took Zinista, you took Platinum Kingdom overseas, just an excuse. 3 horses that could have obviously won your races to have won the Premiership. Your focus, though, is to win races as opposed... If the Premiership happens, it happens. Is that right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you try and do what's best for your owners, and I mean, and taking the horses to the Aussie, to Australia was the right thing to do. Obviously, Neville has a lot of input on, he likes to have an input on where his horses are going, and he's not scared to think outside the square.
Yep.
And he probably pushed for Platinum Kingdom to go to Sydney, and then we sort of sat down and made a plan.
Yeah, because the advantage you have too is you can stay here and Bruce goes over.
Yes.
And looks after the team, and you know, obviously there's cohesion there between the two of you.
Yeah, and I've got other staff that have been with me a long time that are perfectly capable of taking them as well.
Geez, you gave the Premiership a good crack, didn't you?
Yeah, well, it wasn't really something that I really focused on. You know, obviously when the horses were in Australia, May and June, it's sort of my main focus was over there. And when it got to July, I thought, oh, you know, we'll give it a bit of a crack, you know. And obviously went hard the last couple of weeks, but all due to Michael and Diane Pittman. I mean, to win a premiership for the 3rd time and out of one island and one stable, I mean, that's a huge achievement for them.
The future for Lisa Latta, where to? To win a premiership, to win Group 1 races, are they the focus? I mean, you can't see yourself growing anymore, or can you? Or can you see yourself going to Australia?
No, I mean, I love New Zealand. I want to bring my kids up in New Zealand. I'm a Kiwi girl at heart.
Yeah.
Group 1, more, you know, Group 1's on both sides of the Tasman, obviously, is a number, you know, a big goal. And 1,000 winners. I trained my 500th this year, so obviously to get to 1,000 would be a huge achievement.
Gee, well, Chris Waller almost did that in one season, didn't it? It's unbelievable, the opportunities there. We've talked about Josh and Jamie, obviously your daughter. Is the generations assured that we're going to see a Josh Latta? Or a Josh Hurd? Josh Hurd, should I say?
I think Josh will definitely do something. You know, he loves it. He's passionate, you know.
Does he ride?
Yeah, they both ride. Both Jamie and him both ride. Both go to Kaiwood riding school every Sunday, and they've got their own ponies. So
he'll be at the sale ring, won't he? Putting the hand up.
Oh, it's a bit scary thought, actually. You know.
All right. I've got to ask Bruce and you, not married?
No, it's no, not married.
Not married. People sitting at home. Why don't you tie the knot? No?
It's never really been something in my life that I've ever wanted to do.
It's the same anyway, isn't it, really?
Yeah, it is.
Well, Lisa, on behalf of everybody, would congratulate you on the season that you've had, and let's hope you have many more to come, and let's hope maybe one day, next year, we might be sitting here with a premiership winner. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Steve.
Lisa Latta there, and that was Off the Track for another week.
Off the Track was brought to you by Windsor Park Stud, your first choice for stallions.